Cueing is a language that guides subjects into desired poses, even if they're not familiar with posing at all. I've developed a very clear and effective cueing technique to use in photography that I actually based off yoga. Even with my lower body awareness, yoga instructors are able to put me in positions or poses that I've never even been in before, sometimes with me not even facing the instructor at all. Just through this clear and effective communication style, I'm able to achieve the poses they want me to be in. Through mastering cueing techniques, we can build confidence in our clients by them not feeling lost or like they're doing something wrong throughout the photo shoot. So let's go back through the fundamentals of posing and let's talk about how we can properly cue clients into the different positions. Starting with the shoulders, if we want to rotate them left or right, we might be tempted to say something like face to the left. That could be interpreted as facing with your actual face, with your head, or with your shoulders, how we actually did intend them to do. So how can I use a cueing technique to achieve this movement on the first try? I might say something like face the camera and open your shoulders up to the left. Then they know exactly what I want them to do and what not to do. Remember that the goal of cueing is to create trust with our clients. And when I follow up cues like that with an affirmation like that looks great or awesome or love that, then the client knows that they actually look good when they do what I want them to do. Then they start trusting me more and would be more open to doing some braver poses that they might not have been comfortable doing right from the start. Moving on, when I'm moving somebody's head, I usually ask them to point their chin in the direction I want them to look because our chin controls our entire head and I think is a little bit more accurate than if I said something maybe like look at the wall to your left, because I can get to looking at the wall to my left without getting my head all the way to a full profile. So asking them to point their chin kind of provides that full direction that we want. Finally, when we're cueing people's irises, I usually just save it for last because that way it's just super clear that that's the only part of their body I want them to move. So an example might be open up your shoulders to the left, maybe chin a little bit forward here, and then eyes back in camera, and then bring that chin back right here just to get that 50% iris mark, and something like that usually works really well. Now let's talk about a trickier one, cueing people's facial expressions. So we talked about the goal of kind of alternating between serious looks and half smiles and full smiles, and it's easy to just say smile or just say serious face, and that works. But if you want something a little bit more genuine, try and find phrasing that evokes a smile rather than just telling someone to smile. This is going to be a little bit different for all of us, and it depends on how comfortable you're being at. Maybe being a little bit cheesy or making some jokes, but something like if we had someone lean back a little bit, maybe open your shoulders up to the right, maybe look forward this way, and then eyes back in camera. All right, now let's see them teeth, and then we kind of get a little bit more of a real smile than if I just said smile on camera. And we can do that with all the expressions. Using these cueing techniques and tying everything we've been talking about together, I can maintain open communication with my client and make it clear that I know exactly what I'm doing and exactly what I want them to do. And that's going to translate in your photos by having them feel confident and having them trust you completely. That concludes everything you need to know to create $250 headshots. In Module 1, we talked about how and why we create authentic connections with our clients before the shoot, during the shoot, and even after the shoot. In this module, I gave you 3 fundamental lighting techniques that we can use in our portraiture. We talked about some fundamental posing techniques from the shoulders, head to the iris, and the facial expressions. And then finally, we talked about how to tie it all together through our cueing techniques. In the last module, I want to give you some pointers on how you can actually reach clients and start booking some $250 headshots.